Hi,
Hi,
beautiful
babe.
lady.
Good morning.
So good to see you.
How are you? Good morning.
Yay.
Good to see you. You're amazing.
You're amazing. I'm so excited to see you guys. I picked another card for everyone today. I love it. Oh, Nadine, you went missing. Priestess. And so the Priestess card is, how are you being called to step up and lead? The Priestess is a teacher dedicated to service, freedom, and leadership. You don't need to have it all together to lead. In fact, it helps if you don't. No one wants a perfect angel who hasn't made any mistakes. Let your life be your message. Don't underestimate the power of you sharing your story. It's by hearing someone else's journey that we feel less alone. We realize that we're actually all in this thing called life together. The difference between a follower and a leader is that a leader has the courage to go first. And stepping out, they shine a light on the path for others to venture forward to. Don't fret too much about trying to work out who is your tribe. Don't get stuck in age, income, hobbies, or occupation. The best way to discover your tribe is to look in the mirror. If you feel called to lead, chances are it is because at some point in your life you long for someone to lead you. Your tribe are longing for exactly the same thing as you are, and might only be one step behind you. Hell, they might even be right alongside you. You don't need anyone's permission, just the courage to stand up, embrace your struggles, the peaks and troughs. You don't need to know the way, just believe that there might be a different one. Your tribe is waiting for you. Step forward so they can find you. I love that card, especially for working with our throat chakra, which is all about our self-expression and really stepping into the truth of who we are. And I love that whole concept of the throat chakra being asking ourselves the question of how can we unmute ourselves? And so that card is pretty amazing. So if you heard the card, you're probably meant to lead. Awesome. So we're going to start just coming to a nice, comfortable seated position. Close the eyes, tune inside, focus on the breath, and just really allowing yourselves to arrive fully into your bodies, into this moment. Feel the sit bones rooting down. Feel your body just almost as if it's falling into itself. Leaning back slightly, reach the crown of the head tall. Allow the heart to soften. And we're going to inhale to the count of 3, exhale to the count of 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just continuing on your own. If that's super easy, you can inhale for 5, exhale for 8. Our only focus is the breath and the counting. I'm just beginning right here in our practice with calming the nervous system. As we lengthen the exhales more than the inhales, we're calming the nervous system. And as we know, when we calm the nervous system and we move into that parasympathetic nervous system state, we're able to hear those higher vibrational frequencies of intuition. Our body and our chakras are able to access and assimilate that higher frequency vibration of healing. And just a few more rounds. And then just slowly allow the counting to release, but continue to allow the breath to be conscious. Full, deep inhales into the belly. Exhales, allow them still to be long. And then bring the hands in Gyan Mudra, thumb and pointer finger touching, palms face down on the laps. And just bring your attention to the base of the spine, to that first energy center, that first chakra, and visualize that space filling with light, harmonizing and healing this space. Consciously releasing any energy or anything that is not serving you in this space. Allowing that energy that's not serving you in that first energy center to release out of the body down into the earth. And fill this energy center with light. Moving up the spine to your second chakra, fill that space with light. Filling it with light so much that anything unneeded releases, flows out the back of the body, deep down into the earth. Mother Earth composts everything that is not needed in ourselves. Keep allowing that light to fill that second chakra. Expanding in all directions evenly. Move the energy up to the third chakra, the third energy center. Fill that space with light, harmonizing, healing, and allowing that light to push out anything that's not needed, any energy that's not serving you, allowing that negative energy to flow out the back deep down into the earth. Fill that whole space with light, expanding evenly in all directions. Move that attention up to the heart center, which is truly the center of your being. Fill that space, that heart chakra, with light. Allow that light to expand evenly in all directions, pushing out anything that's not needed, and allow that to flow out the back deep down into the earth. And then continue to allow that light to fill the heart chakra. And just sensing the greatness, the fullness of this energy center, the heart center, this electromagnetic field that's far greater than any of the other energy centers, right in the center of your being. Reminding you that you are love, repeating the mantra, I am love. And then moving up to the throat, the fifth energy center, Vishuddha, filling that fifth chakra, that fifth energy center with light. Allowing that light to expand in all directions, pushing out, releasing anything that's not needed, allowing anything that's not needed to flow out the back of the neck, deep down into the earth, again, where Mother Earth can compost that into something beautiful. So just allow what's not needed to flow, to release, to move into that light in your throat chakra. Imagine that light expanding and filling the whole throat, expanding evenly in all directions, harmonizing, healing this space just by our intention, our light. Moving into that space of unmuting ourselves. May you hear and speak your truth. May your life and your creations express the fullness of who you are. May your life and your creations express the fullness of who you are. So in order for this throat chakra to be in balance and in order for us to fully be able to express the fullness of who we are, the first four chakras must be in order and must be in balance to live from this highest expression of ourselves. This throat chakra is truly the expression of our second and our third chakra. And so we must be rooted, we must be grounded, we must feel safe. And we also must be living from that space that we are all love, we are all connected. So that we can fully express, fully move into our highest selves, our highest nature, our truth. And so just allowing that light to keep filling that throat chakra and allowing that intention to flow through you, that your life and your creations express the fullness of who you are. May you hear and speak your truth. And then we'll bring the hands in front of the hearts in prayer, Anjali Mudra. As you feel your spine lit up, the chakras balanced and harmonized. Feel the sit bones rooting and grounding down. Feel that sense of safety in your body in this moment. Feel the crown of the head reaching up tall. Feel the heart expanding. Reminding you of our collective intention to move into our higher state of consciousness and to follow our intuition explicitly. And knowing that it's when we come into these states of stillness, when we slow down the body and the mind, that we are able to hear these little whispers of our intuition. If there's any other intention you'd like to set for your practice or for your day, please allow that intention to fill the heart space. And take 3 breaths with all of our collective intentions and your personal intention. And with each breath, allow that light, those intentions to expand with the breath, with your light. And then we'll go ahead and start with the sound of Om 1 time. Inhale deeply through the nose. Slowly bring the hands down. You can switch so the opposite leg is forward just to keep those hips even. Bring the hands on the knees and you're going to inhale belly forward. And as we do this movement, the throat's going to lift up. And as you exhale, rounding in, bring the chin in towards the chest. These exaggerated movements with the whole body to open up the entire spine here. Eyes closed, inhaling forward, exhaling back. You can move fast, you can move slow. Just the key is following the breath. And the movement is starting from the lower belly, from the lower spine, and ending at the crown of the head, whether you're inhaling or exhaling. So always beginning that movement at the base. So we're moving up from the first, the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth chakra. And then as we exhale, the first, the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth. Closing the chin towards the chest. Activating and stimulating this throat chakra just with this movement. Allow the movement to flow with the breath. Exaggerated big movements. And then slowly come to neutral, eyes closed. Take a deep, full breath here. And then we'll bring our arms up. We'll bring our thumbs behind us, our fingers forward. And we're going to inhale to the right, exhale to the left. Slight engagement of that Mula Bandha, slight pulling up of that lower belly to protect the lower back, because we really want to move this upper spine, this upper back. So again, you can move fast, you can move slow. I'm moving slow just because I have a back injury, but you can move super fast if you'd like. You can even make the breaths super powerful. So they're more like, or they can be long, deep breaths, just doing what feels best for your body. Eyes closed, up and in towards that third eye center, towards that point of intuition. Shifting our energy just with this movement, just with this breath. And then slowly come to neutral. Release the hands down, palms right on the laps, and we're going to move right into inhale. Shrug the shoulders up by the ear. Exhale, release the shoulders down. Inhaling up, exhaling down, eyes closed. So as you can see, we're energizing, we're creating space by shifting the energy in these upper centers. You can move faster if you'd like. Helping the energy move from the heart center up into the throat. And then inhale, shrug the shoulders up by the ears, holding here. Keep holding the breath. And then exhale, drop them down. Eyes remain closed. Deep, full, conscious breaths in and out through the nose. We have this beautiful, amazing figure 8 line of energy that goes around our heart, crosses in our neck and goes up around our head. So this figure 8 of energy, when we have a stiff neck, sometimes the energy gets stuck in that throat chakra, in that neck, which keeps us in that crazy monkey mind, that head space, and doesn't allow that energy to flow from the heart and the head evenly, consistently. So the throat chakra really can, when we open this space and we create that movement of energy, we are able to flow more freely between the head and the heart space. And then we'll just go ahead and we're just going to move the neck to the right and to the left, just moving back and forth. Eyes closed. Just full deep breaths in and out through the nose. Just starting to shift and move that energy in that space. So many times, you know, when you wake up and you're like, oh, I have a stiff neck, I must have slept on it wrong. And for the most part, it's not the case. For the most part, it's something is stuck between the head and the heart center that we're not fully looking at. We're not necessarily following our heart. We're moving into that head space. And so the neck locks up because there's a restriction in that energy flow. And then slowly come to neutral. And then you're going to drop the chin towards the chest, and then the right ear to the right shoulder, head up, left ear to the left shoulder, chin down. So we're not really reaching the neck back. It's more of these movements where we're just doing the chin down to the shoulder, up into the opposite shoulder, and just moving 3 more rounds this direction. And then switching directions. And just noticing what it feels like, if there's a difference as you move from one direction to the next. No judgment, just tuning in, being a witness. And then slowly come up to neutral. We're going to release the right hand down. You're going to come high up on these fingertips, and you're going to take this left arm and you're going to bring the palm so it's right on that ear, the fingers down the face, and you're just going to allow the weight of the arm to relax that head down. Come high up on the fingertips and start to walk the right fingertips away from you. Eyes closed, chin slightly down, and then breathe deeply into that space in the right neck. Inhale into the neck. And as you exhale, just allow the neck to surrender, to let go, to release, to relax. 2 more breaths. And then slowly, not releasing the head, releasing the hand, using the strength of the hand to lift the head back up to center, and then switching sides. Again, chin slightly down, walking those left fingertips out, breathing fully into that left neck. And as you exhale again, it's this surrender, this releasing, this letting go. And then slowly, with the strength of the hand, release the hand, lift the head and neck up. And then you're just going to come to bring your hands behind you, up like this with your feet. And then you're just going to root through the feet and lift the hips up. And maybe your neck stays right here, or maybe you can allow it to fold back. And then the chin up, and then we'll slightly sit down. And then inhale, lifting up, releasing the head and neck back if that feels good. And then down. One more round. Nice. And then we'll come back onto our seats just to move through onto our mats into a tabletop position. And as you arrive in your tabletop position, you're going to do this movement similar to what we did the other day for the second chakra. So as you come into your tabletop, it's like you scooch the hips back and you slide through with the face, lifting the neck up, and then exhale, rounding in. Inhaling, sliding through, exhaling back. Eyes closed, up and in, and just moving with the breath and really allowing the whole spine to move here. And really exaggerating that movement as you inhale forward and reach and lengthen the front of the neck. And as you exhale back, exaggerating, pulling the chin in towards the chest. Few more rounds. And then you're going to slowly make your way all the way forward onto the bellies. You'll untuck the toes, press the tops of the feet onto the earth, hands by your chest. Then you're just going to pull the belly up towards the spine and inhale up to a baby cobra. And then exhale, forehead down, and just moving a few rounds at your own pace. And maybe you start to lift up a little bit higher with each inhale. And then forehead on the earth, legs strong. You're going to come up just to a baby cobra. And if you can't hold here for a full minute, if it's way too much on the neck or the shoulders, you can come with the forearms onto the earth like this in Sphinx pose. Or you're going to hold here. Eyes will be closed, and we're going to do breath of fire for a full minute. Inhale deeply through the nose, through the mouth, exhale it out. Half inhale through the nose, breath of fire. Anytime we add breath of fire to one of our asanas, we actually amplify what's happening. So with our neck open here, we are helping to open up this space more fully by adding this breath of fire. Twenty more seconds. Maybe make the breath a little bit more powerful. Maybe open the throat a little bit more. And then deep full inhale through the nose, lift and open a little bit higher into your cobra. And then exhale, forehead onto the mat. Hips back to the heels, knees wide, child's pose. Forehead on the earth, elbows bend, bringing the prayer up to the sky. Allow the forehead right at the beginning here to rock and roll from side to side. And then allow the breath to flow so deeply that it goes all the way down into that first chakra, that first energy center. And the whole belly expands as you inhale. And as you exhale, the belly drops, releases, relax. And just take 3 to 5 more full, deep belly breaths. This position is so healing for the whole body. And just by being in this position, we're activating the 3 centers of intuition, the gut brain, the heart brain, and the head brain. And then at your own timing, you'll release the hands down and you'll step back into a downward facing dog. As you arrive in your downward facing dogs, pedaling the feet back and forth, and just allow the head and neck here to really relax and let go. Maybe shake it out a little bit, back and forth, yes and no, side to side. And then we'll come to a neutral downward facing dog. And we'll just do 1 breath, 1 movement. Big toes come to touch. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, step it through. Left knee drops down. Root to rise. Cactus arms. Prayer to the sky. Hands in front of the heart. Hands to the earth. Stepping forward. Uttanasana. Big toes touch. Hold here for a moment. Belly on the thighs. And then interlace the hands and reach the hands right at the base of the head, thumbs down the neck, and just allow the hands to create more weight on the head to help lengthen out the spine. Belly up and in, strong and active. And then slowly release the hands, tuck the chins in towards the chest, rolling all the way up to standing. Palms face forward, eyes closed. Feel the feet rooting and grounding into the earth. 1 more breath. And then opening the eyes, and we're going to come into our Utkatasana chair pose. Knees bent, reach the arms up towards the sky, shins back, hips down. Inhale, lift and open the heart. Exhale, twist to the right, pressing the palms away from each other. Inhaling up, exhaling back. 1 more round. And then come up to center, stay here, press the palms together, reach the prayer up to the sky, shins back, hips down, finding that balance in the hips. And then slowly root through the feet, rise up, lift and open the heart, hands in front of heart center, feeling both feet equally weighted into the earth. Inhaling up, exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Step back to a high plank position. Hold for 1 breath. Lower knees, chest, chin. Inhaling up, baby cobra. Forehead to the mat. Hips back to the heels. Lifting up, downward facing dog. 1 breath here. Big toes touch. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, stepping it through. Rooting down to rise up. Cactus arms. Prayer to the sky. Hands in front of the heart. Hands down. Stepping forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Leading with the heart. Come all the way up. Hands in front of heart center. 1 breath here. Big toes touch, legs squeeze together, Utkatasana. And this time we're going to inhale, we're going to lift and open the heart. And then exhale, we'll bring the hands down in front of the heart, sit a little bit deeper. And then inhale, lift and open the heart. And as we exhale, we're going to turn to the left, open the arms wide. And then inhale to center. Exhale to twist, open the arms wide. Inhale to center. Exhaling. And then come back to center, hands in front of the heart, holding here. 2 more breaths. And then root through the feet, straighten the legs. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Step back to a high plank. Hold for 1 breath. Either move through knees, chest, chin, or reach the crown of the head forward. Chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. As you arrive in your downward facing dog, you're gonna hold for 1 breath. And then you're gonna come right down onto the forearms, and you're gonna bring a prayer with the hands. The elbows will be underneath the shoulders. And then you're gonna start to walk the feet in towards the elbows as you press through the forearms. And you're gonna reach the gaze up towards those thumbs, opening up the front of the throat. Next 3 breaths, lift high up on the tippy toes, pull the belly towards the spine, maybe walking in a little more, just holding there. Keep that gaze towards the thumbs. And then slowly make your way downward facing dog. Allow the head and neck to completely relax here. Bring those big toes to touch. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, stepping it through, high lunge. As you arrive in your high lunge, find that stability. Feel the feet rooting down, hugging in towards each other. Scissor the inner thighs. Sit a little deeper. Bend the elbows, bring the hands behind the neck. Same thing with the thumbs, reaching down the neck. And then bring the elbows in towards each other. Start this little back bend from the lower spine, the mid spine, the heart, and keep lifting the head and neck up to create space in that area. And then open the elbows wide. Holding for 1 more breath. Keep that length and space in the back of the neck. Reach the prayer up into your back bend. 1 more inhale, warrior 2 as you exhale. Take 1 more big inhale here as you exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhaling up, windmill the hands down, step back to a 1-legged high plank position, hold for 1 breath. And then moving through a vinyasa of choice, you can release that leg down or you can keep it lifted as you lower down. And then we'll all meet back in downward facing dog. Again, allowing that head and neck to completely relax. Big toes come to touch. Inhale, left leg rises, high lunge. Find that stability rooted down through the feet first. Scissor the inner thighs, sit a little deeper. Hands come behind the head. Start the back bend from the lower belly. Lift and open up, bringing the elbows close together to start. Reminding yourself to breathe and then open the elbows wide. Keep that space in the back of the neck. Keep opening up the throat. Staying here, bring the prayer up. Keep staying in that back bend. 1 more inhale. And then opening up, warrior 2. 1 more inhale here. And then reverse your warrior as you exhale. Inhaling up, windmill the hands down. Step back to that 1-legged high plank. Hold for a breath. And then move through a vinyasa of choice. And we'll all meet back in downward facing dog, knowing that you can always skip the vinyasa. As you arrive in your downward facing dog, you're gonna come back into that forearm dog. This time you'll keep the arms parallel, feet about hip width apart. Reach again, that gaze towards the thumbs, belly up and in, tippy toes, walk the tippy toes in towards the elbows. Hold for 1 more breath. And then walk yourselves out to a forearm plank. Holding, you can always do this on your knees. And if you're holding up here, you're going to inhale, lift and open the heart. And then exhale, rounding in. Exaggerated movements with the neck. Lift and open. Exhale, rounding in. 3 more rounds. Again, you can always do this on your knees. And then coming back to your neutral forearm plank, lowering onto the earth, untucking the toes, Sphinx pose, reach the heart forward, pull the palms in towards you to help that heart come more forward, lift and open up the front of the throat, the front of the body. 1 more breath. And then slowly, you're going to come back up into that forearm plank 1 more time. Hold here for 3 breaths. And then come back up into your high plank position. Hold here or move through a vinyasa, and we'll all meet back in downward facing dog. Again, as you arrive in your downward facing dog, really focus on allowing that head and neck to relax. We'll bring those big toes to touch. Thinking of warrior 2, right side. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, stepping it through. Opening up, warrior 2. Find that stability first in the feet. And then find a little bit of that fluidity. And then we're going to bring our hands again, interlacing them behind our head. Spread the elbows apart. Take a big inhale. And then as you exhale, we're going to reverse with our hands like this so we can keep the space in the spine, lengthening out the back of the neck here. Reaching maybe the gaze up towards that right elbow. Reaching that left elbow back and down. Keeping space in both side bodies. Feel both feet equally weighted and rooted to the earth. 1 more breath. And then slowly come up to neutral. Straighten out that front leg. Reach the arms forward. Maybe walk that back foot in just a little bit. And then inhale, reach forward, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Keep both palms facing this direction so that we're not just rooting down through this hand, but we're keeping stability in our trunk. Holding here, or you can lift this bottom arm for the next few breaths. Keep reaching down through the right fingertips as you reach up through the left, opening up that space in the chest. Keep feeling both feet rooted and grounded to the earth. And then on your next inhale, root through the feet. Rising up, hands on the hips, switching to the backs of your mats. Warrior 2. Find that stability in your feet first. And then interlace the hands behind the back. Open the elbows wide. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, reversing your warrior. Then deeper into that front knee. Keep reaching that right elbow back and down. Keep reaching the gaze maybe up towards the sky. Equal length in that right side body. Keeping that length. 1 more breath. And then inhaling up, palms face forward. Straighten out that front leg. Maybe you need to bring in that back leg a little bit. Coming into your Trikonasana, triangle pose. Maybe lifting the 10 toes to feel that connection with the 4 corners of both feet, feeling an arch created in the feet, and then lowering the toes. Maybe you lifted this bottom arm. Wherever you are, the breath is flowing evenly and deeply in and out of the body. Reaching down through those left fingertips if the arm is down as you reach up through the right. 1 more breath. And then slowly rising up. Hands on the hips, come to face this direction. And you're gonna bring both feet so that they are parallel. We're moving into this lower belly area, the first, the second, and the third, but we're gonna open up our arms here. And we're gonna inhale, we're gonna lift and open the heart. And then as we exhale, we're gonna bring our right fingertips down to the left toes. And then inhaling up, exhaling down, moving with the breath. And again, I'm moving slow because I have a back injury, but you can move way faster if you'd like. Inhaling up, exhaling down. You can even close the eyes for an extra added challenge, but we're just squeezing out this lower torso to get that energy flushed and cleaned, harmonizing and healing that space with our movements, with the full deep breaths in and out of the nose. As you inhale, really bring the breath into the lower belly, and as you exhale, squeeze it all out. And then slowly come up to center. Hold here for a breath. And then release the hands down, hands on the hips, coming into goddess pose, externally rotating the feet, sliding the hands down and just moving back and forth. And then come to neutral, stretch those shoulders up by the ears, allow the hips to drop. Nice, and then come back up to a more neutral goddess pose. And you have a couple options here with the arms. So you can bring this right arm up and bring the left arm and just hold here. Or if it's in your practice, maybe bring the arm behind you. And if you have super open shoulders, you're going to interlace the hands. So this option, or this option. Just finding one that feels good for your shoulders. Holding here for a couple more breaths. And then slowly unwinding, bring the hands in front of the heart center. Inhale, reaching the prayer up, straighten the legs. Exhaling down. Inhale to rise. Exhaling down. One more round. And then coming down, holding, switching sides. Left arm up, right arm finding your variation that serves you. Breathing deeply. Trying not to sink into that lower belly, but keep that energy flowing from that lower spine up. Keep the breath flowing deeply into the belly as well. And then slowly unwinding. Inhale, prayer up. Hands in front of the heart. Holding here, press the palms together, open the elbows wide. One more breath. Press through the feet, straighten the legs, heel toe those feet together, and we'll come to the tops of our mats. Big toes come to touch, eyes closed. Feel both feet equally weighted, rooted and grounded into the earth. And then when you're ready, opening the eyes, reaching the arms up, come into our Utkatasana chair pose. And then we'll bring the hands in front of the heart center. Inhale, lift and open the heart. And you're going to exhale, bring that right shoulder over the left. Press the palms together, lift and open the heart up. Reaching the gaze maybe up over that left shoulder. Stay here or root through that left foot and step this right foot back for 3 breaths. This is too much. Just staying right here is plenty. Your leg is back, reaching it back to your chair pose. And then we'll all come back up to center where we'll hold for 1 breath. Inhale, lift and open the heart. Exhale, switching sides. Connecting deep in with that breath. Staying here or rooting through that right foot and stepping that left foot back. Or again, you can just stay. Breathing deeply. If your leg is back, slowly bringing it forward. And then we'll all come up to center. And then root through the feet, rising up. Cactus arms as you exhale. Prayer to the sky as you inhale. And then hands in front of heart center. Eyes stay open, but you feel both feet connected, rooted to the earth. And then inhale, back bends emerge. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold, step back to a high plank where you'll hold in your high plank position. And then from your high plank, you'll lower down into your forearm plank. And then from your forearm plank, you'll walk those toes in. Gaze up towards the thumbs to keep that action in the neck. Walking those toes in, high up on the tippy toes, belly strong. Stay here or lift that right leg for a few breaths. If this is super easy, you can always do some little hops. And then release that down and switching sides. Again, holding here or maybe moving through a few hops. And then come back to your neutral forearm dog. Walk yourselves back out to a forearm plank. Holding for one breath. And then lowering down, untucking the toes, walking the hands forward. We've done this a few times. Root through the palms, lift and open to Sphinx, or lift the elbows up. Stay here in this back bend, allowing the neck to stretch long, but keep the space in the back of the neck, trying not to scrunch back. Or you can bend the knees, bringing the toes to touch, walking the hands in, belly strong and active, lifting and opening up, reaching the toes in towards the top of the head. But again, the tendency is to scrunch the back of the neck. See if you can keep that space in the back of the neck, in the front of the neck, and lift and open up even more. And then slowly releasing out. Come back to child's pose for 3 breaths, this time with the knees touching if that works for you. And just allow the head and neck to relax and bring the hands by the feet. Deep, full belly breaths, even though there's constriction in the belly. And then slowly rising up onto the knees. And then you're gonna sit yourselves up into prepare for camel onto our heels, knees about hip width apart. So you can do the same variation that we did with our hands here. Today we're going to come into more dynamic movement. So you can inhale, lift and open, and then exhaling back. That's option 1. Or you can inhale, reach the hands down, lift and open up, and then exhale coming up. And we're moving through several rounds. If that's another option, if that doesn't feel good, is you can reach this hand back, and then this hand back, and then coming up and then switching sides, this hand back, and up. But it's more of this dynamic movement. So when you're ready, inhale, open up, lifting, coming into your variation, and then exhale, coming forward. Inhaling up, reaching down into your variation, coming up, using the strength of the belly, moving at your own pace, inhaling and exhaling, closing the eyes. Moving with the breath, 3 more rounds. And then the next time you find yourself in your variation of your heart opener and camel, you'll hold here. If you're in full camel, you can allow the head and neck to relax completely. Keep rooting through the shins, reaching those thighs forward. And then when you're ready, coming all the way up, head and neck are the last things to come up. And then we'll come down onto our seats. And we'll go ahead and have our hands in Gyan Mudra, palms face down, eyes closed. Tune into the first, the second, the third, the fourth, and the 5th chakras, the energy centers along the spine, and visualize each of them pulsating with light. Deep, full breaths as you visualize this light pulsating up and down the spine. And then we'll slowly open our eyes and we'll scooch forward, coming into Anahastasana. So let me show you the first variation, the full variation. If you have tight shoulders, you're not going to want to do this one. High up on the fingertips, and then you're going to reach, and this time instead of the forehead on the earth, you're going to see if you can bring the chin down onto the earth. If this is too much, you're going to come right down onto the forearms, and you're going to allow the head and neck to relax here. Or you can come onto the forearms, you can stack your fists on top of each other, and you can just allow the third eye center to rest onto the fists. If you're in full Anahastasana and the chin forward is too much, go ahead and bring the forehead onto the mat. And we'll be here for several more breaths. Allowing the breath to flow all the way into the belly, and as you exhale, the whole body melts and relaxes down. Inhale, imagine expansion into the body. Exhale, it's this deep, full surrender. Three more breaths. And then slowly unwinding, come up into a tabletop position and just move through a few rounds of your cats and your cows, allowing the eyes to remain closed and really exaggerating that movement with the throat, inhaling and exhaling. And then you'll come to a neutral spine. You'll come back into that downward facing dog, rooting through the palms, lengthening through the arms. Bring the big toes to touch. Inhale, reach the right leg high to the sky. Keep reaching it higher, then bending that knee, stacking right hip on top of left. And if this is easy, root through that right palm, coming into your wild thing, dropping that right leg back, lifting and opening up. This is one of the most amazing things you can do to open up that throat chakra. And then slowly unwinding, coming back around if you're in your wild thing, and then come back to downward facing dog for one full breath. Switching sides, bringing the big toes to touch. Inhale, left leg rises, keep rising it higher, bending into that knee. And if you'd like, wild thing, or just keep stacking those hips. Rooting through the feet, lifting and opening from the lower spine, the mid spine, the heart, and the head and the neck relax. And then slowly unwinding, coming back to your downward facing dog. Bring the feet as wide as the mat. Root through the palms, lengthen through the arms. Allow the head and neck to relax for one more minute. Keep rooting through the feet, lengthening through the arms. Again, the feet are as wide as the mat. Slight bend in the knees to pull the belly back, lengthening out the spine. Head and neck relax even more. And then walking those feet in towards each other, you're going to jump through to a seated position with the legs straight, shaking them out just a little bit. We'll bring the hands so they're behind us. So if this is too much, I'll show you the variation just as we did at the beginning of practice. You're going to bring the feet flat on the mat. Then you're going to lift and open up into this reverse tabletop. You can keep the head here, or you can allow the head and neck to relax. If that's the variation. This is the other variation. You're going to keep your feet and legs straight, and then you're going to lift and open up. Stay here with the neck, or allow the head and neck to relax. Wherever you are, you have 3 more breaths. And then slowly winding back down, everyone bringing their legs straight, shaking them out just a little bit. And then you're going to come down, so you come right down onto the forearms. Option 1, hold here, lift the heart up. drop the head and neck back. This is a variation of fish pose. If this is super easy for you, you're going to keep the head back and you're going to start to walk the hands forward and you're going to bring the top of the head onto the earth. And if this is super easy, you can always bring the prayer up to the sky. And if you have a more advanced version with the legs lifted, please feel free to come into your variation, holding for 3 more breaths. And then slowly root through the arms, lift the head and neck, lower onto the backs. Allow the whole body to lay flat and straight for 3 breaths. And then you'll hug the knees in towards the chest. Maybe bring the forehead up to the knees, lengthening out the spine, tucking the chin in towards the chest. Then slowly lower the head and the neck. Bring both feet flat on the mats. Figure 4, bring the right leg over the left, flexing that right foot. You can stay here, or you can lift that left leg up, reaching for the shin of that left foot. Or if this is too challenging, reach that left foot up to the sky, hands behind that hamstring. Either variation, you're reaching the right knee away from you as you're reaching the left leg or knee in towards you. 1 more breath. And then slowly unwinding, switching sides, flexing that left foot, coming into the same variation if you can on this side that you did on the other side. Reaching the left knee away this time as you reach the right leg or knee towards you. Breathing fully and deeply. Slowly unwinding. Bring the knees back in towards the chest. Open the knees as wide as the armpits. Stay here or reach the feet up towards the sky for your happy baby. Rocking your baby from side to side. Or if you're just holding the knees and towards the armpits, you still can rock from side to side. Few more breaths. And then slowly coming back to neutral, hug the knees back and towards the chest for 1 second. And then lift the feet up towards the sky, pointing and flexing the feet. And then you'll go ahead and bend the knees, bring the feet flat on the earth. Coming into Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet touch, knees fall away from each other. And go ahead, bring the right hand on the heart, the left hand on the belly, tuck the chins down towards the chest. And just take a few deep breaths where you inhale into the belly, fill the heart, bring the breath up to the third eye center, exhale through the nose. Inhale, bring the breath into the belly, feel the palm rise into the heart, feel the right hand rise up into the third eye center, exhaling out. Few more rounds of breath like that. And then slowly release that breath, but still breathe consciously in and out through the nose and remind yourself of our collective intention. So with each inhale, bring in one of those intentions, whether it's moving into a higher state of consciousness, whether it is following your intuition explicitly, or maybe your own personal intention. And for the next 5 breaths, inhale, bring in one of those intentions or all 3. And as you exhale, release something that is no longer serving you. What is keeping you from moving into the fullness of who you are? Inhale, bringing in your intention. Exhale, releasing what's no longer serving you. What's keeping you from being the fullness of who you are and expressing that. Let that go. And then slowly allow the conscious breath to release. You can stay here for the next full minutes or come into full Shavasana. When you arrive, again, that conscious breath releases, feeling the pull of gravity rooting and grounding you down, feeling as if your whole body is glued to the earth, feeling that deep connection with Mother Earth below you. And just allow the whole body to surrender, to let go, to allow the practice today to integrate into your system. And then slowly allow the conscious breath to return. Inhale deeply through the nose, through the mouth, exhale, let it all go. And again, deep full breath in through the nose, through the mouth, exhale, release it all out. One more round, deep full breath in through the nose, through the mouth, releasing it out. And then start to bring your attention back to the physical body, allowing your energy of you to flow into your physical body completely, filling yourself with you and your energy. Knowing that your spirit is grounded in your physical body, allowing yourself, your spirit, to fill your physical body completely. And then reach the arms up overhead, pointing and flexing the feet and just doing whatever you need to do to come up to a comfortable seated position. And then slowly, as you arrive, if you have your malas, reach for your malas. And if you don't have a mala, you're just going to come to Gyan Mudra, palms facing down onto the laps this morning. And if you have your mala, you can reach for that. And then you'll close the eyes and you'll bring your attention inwards. And again, you'll just visualize those chakras along the spine all lit up. First, second, third, fourth, and fifth, all expanding with light, evenly expanding in all directions, harmonizing and healing all of these spaces just with our intention, with our visualization. Reminding yourself that with an imbalance in these lower chakras, we are not able to fully live from the highest expression of ourselves. We cannot express ourselves, which is our throat chakra. Our throat chakra really is how we express our life and our creations and the fullness of who we are. We express it through this fifth chakra. So just really feeling those lower chakras expanding with light, balanced, harmonized. And then bring your attention into that fifth chakra, that throat, and really allowing that space to fill with light, harmonizing and healing this space. In the mantra, I typed it into the chat if you need it, but it's to Saraswati, Om Aim Saraswatiaye Namaha. And she is affiliated with this throat chakra. She is this beautiful goddess who is usually playing an instrument, and she's all about expressing your truth. And so what the qualities that we invoke, which we all have within ourselves from her, are these qualities of truly looking and seeing our truth, to really moving from that place. And so she is known to just really express who she is through her music, through her creativity. And so we're tapping into that qualities of really being able to express our personal creativity, our personal selves out into the world. And again, I love that card that we chose today, all about stepping into our leadership role. And so most every one of us, if we're on this path right now, is really needed as a light worker in this world, is really being asked to step up into these leadership roles. So I believe that each and every one of you is on this path and is meant to move in that direction, to be a light in this world. And so it's just really moving into our truth and being able to express that out into the world. And that's the qualities that we all have, that we are all invoking through Saraswati. And so we'll just again tune into the throat, feel that throat expanding with light. And then we'll move into the heart, because we want to always chant from our heart space. And as we hold our malas again at our heart center, it's as if we're bringing that mantra, those qualities in through our heart center. Inhale slowly to begin. Om I'm Saraswatiye Namaha. 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 Om I'm I'm Saraswatiye Namaha. Om I'm Saraswatiye Namaha. Om I'm Saraswatiye Namaha. Om I'm Saraswatiye Namaha. Om I'm Saraswatiye Namaha. And slowly bring your attention inwards to the vibration that this chant has created in your system. Bring your attention to the light pulsating up and down the spine in your energy centers. And then bring your attention up into the throat. And we'll come into the mudra with the throat chakra, where our palms face up, we interlace our fingers and the fingers face towards our throat. And we'll bring that light into the throat once again and really feel, sense, visualize this beautiful light in your throat center expanding in all directions. The bija mantra Ham, H-A-M, will end with 3 times, vibrating this energy center with this bija mantra, harmonizing and healing this space with 3 rounds of Ham. Inhale deeply through the nose. Ham. Ham. Ha. Slowly bring your hands in prayer in front of heart center. Feel the sit bones rooting down, the crown of the head reaching up tall. Feel that stability, that strength, that groundedness in you. Feel the heart lifting but softening, but also feeling that heart in that state of expansion. Reminding yourself of your intention and then our collective intention. Following our intuition explicitly. Moving constantly into this state of higher consciousness. And then bringing the prayers up to the third eye center. May the light in me honor the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me this morning. So beautiful to see you all. I hope you have the most amazing rest of your day. Reach out with any questions. Love you all.